So as this name suggests, conditionals, we are going to see sentences which are putting forward certain conditions. And if those conditions are fulfilled, then something else is going to happen. So let's see. A sentence that has two clauses, one that tells about a condition and the other that tells about the result, is called a conditional sentence. So it basically means we are giving a condition that if such thing happens, then this will be the result of a particular happening. Okay. So when we construct the sentence in such a way, these types of sentences are called conditional sentences. A conditional sentence is a sentence used to talk about a result that may happen only if a condition happens first. So a particular condition should occur, then only the result of that situation is going to happen. We are going to see with the help of examples, so you will better understand the concept. A conditional sentence, first of all, is made up of two parts. There are two clauses present, and if clause is present, which starts with if, and then a main clause is there, which gives the result. So if clause basically gives us the condition that is present, and then the main clause is telling us the result when that condition occurs. Now let's see the example. If it rains, we will cancel the trip. So this is the condition that should happen. For the trip to be cancelled, what is the condition? The condition is that if it rains. So this if it rains is the conditional clause, if clause, and then the next clause is the main clause, which is giving us the result that we will cancel the trip. Then again, see another condition. If you do not hurry, you will miss the train. So again, a condition is there that if you do not hurry up, what is going to happen? You will miss the train. So you are seeing that first a condition is being given with the help of an if clause, and then we are giving the result that if such condition happens, then this is the result of that condition. So this is the main clause. Now let's see how many types of conditional sentences are there, because there are quite a few types of conditional sentences present. All right. So first of them is zero conditional sentences. Let's see what's there in it. They are used to talk about general truths and scientific facts. So when we are talking about something that is very general, that is known to everyone, or it is a scientific fact, these types of conditional sentences are called zero conditional sentences. Now we should know that we use simple present tense in both clauses of zero conditional sentences. So what is the tense that will be used in both the clauses? It is simple present tense. Why? Because we are just talking about a universal truth, a scientific truth, a general truth. So we do not need to change the tense into past or future. We can just keep it simple present tense because we are talking about general facts. For example, if you freeze water, it turns into ice. So now this is a general truth. This is a scientific fact. Everybody knows that if we try to freeze water, it is going to turn into ice. So you are seeing that simple present tense has been used. Only the verb freeze is there, and then the verb turns is present over here. And we know that both these are the simple present form of tense, right? So over here you can see that a general truth has been given, or you can say it is also a scientific fact that when water is freezed, it turns into ice. Then the next one, if you brush your teeth daily, your teeth remain healthy. So over here also you can see that this is again a general truth that everybody knows, that if you want to keep your teeth healthy, then you should brush daily. So this is the condition that you are giving, that if the teeth is brushed daily, then what is the result? It remains healthy. Okay. So you can see that for the zero conditional sentences, there should be a general truth or a scientific fact present. And when that is present, then the tense that is used in the clauses is in simple present tense. Then if you see the last example, if I study, I pass the exam. So over here also, this is also a sort of general truth where we are saying that if a person is going to study, then surely he will pass the exam. Because in order to pass the exam, you have to study. So this is again a general truth present, right? So in all these cases, you can see, first of all, a condition is given, then the likely result of that condition is given. And because these are general truths, scientific facts, therefore they are taking simple present tense. All right. Now we will see the next type of conditional sentence. Now we come to the first conditional sentence. Now, first conditional sentences are used to talk about a possible condition in the present or future. So now we are not talking about the general truths or the general facts, but we are now moving to some other situations where a certain condition may occur, and then what is the likely result of that condition. So now that possible condition may occur in the present or in the future, right? Uh, so in these sentences, we use simple present tense in the if clause and simple future tense in the main clause. So now remember this, that in the case of first conditional sentences, in the if clause, we are going to use simple present tense, just like in the case of zero conditional sentences. And in the main clause where the result is given, we will use simple future tense. Let's see. If it is hot, I will go for a swim. So now if it is hot, so this is the condition that should be fulfilled, right? Only if, yes, so the situation, the condition is that it should be hot. If the weather is hot, then what is going to happen? What is the result? I will go for a swim. So this has been written in simple future tense. So over here, we are not talking about general truths or scientific facts. We are now just giving some certain conditions are present and what is the likely result of those conditions. Now, see the second one. If it is cold, I will stay home. So now again, you can see what is the condition, that if the weather is cold, then what is going to happen? I will stay home. So this will be the result if the condition is that the weather is cold. So the result is I will stay home. If I leave early, I will reach on time. So what is the condition? If I leave early, this is the condition, that you have to leave early. So if I leave early, what will happen? I will reach the place on time. So this will be the result. So in all these examples, you can see what is happening is that in the if clause, we are using simple present tense, and then simple future tense is being used in the main clause that is giving us the result. All right. So this is the second type of conditional sentence, that is first conditional. Now we come to the third type. The third type is second conditional sentence. Now, in these sentences, they are used to talk about a condition in the present or future, and it is very unlikely that this condition would be fulfilled. So, when we are giving a condition, but we know that the chances are very less that this condition is going to be fulfilled, then we use this type of conditional sentence, that is second conditional, when the chances of that condition occurring are very rare, very low. All right. Then in these cases, we use simple past tense in the if clause and would plus base form of the verb. Would is used plus along with it base form of the verb is used in the main clause. So let's see the examples. If they invited me to the party, I would go. So would is there and the base form of the verb means the first form of the verb go is there. So I would go. When I would go, what is the condition? If they invited me to the party. So this is the condition that is present. Now see, why is it second conditional? Why are we using second form, simple past tense over here? Because the chances of me being invited by them is very little. Okay, there is very little possibility that this is going to happen. So when a person knows that this condition will not be fulfilled, it is very unlikely or very little possibility is there, then we are going to say that this is the case of second conditional sentence, and we will use simple past tense in the if clause and would plus first form of the verb in the main clause. See the second one. If you asked her, she would help you. So when she is going to help, if you asked her. So it shows that the person is not willing to ask for her help, right? It shows that the person to whom it is being talked to, that person is not willing to ask for help. So that is why it is being said that if you asked her, because the event of asking her is very unlikely to happen. It is not very, you can say it is very uncertain that that is going to happen, very unlikely that that condition is going to be fulfilled, because maybe that person is not willing to ask for help from that person, right? So if you asked her, she would help you. Now, see the third one. If I studied, I would pass the exam. So now in this case, why is it in the past tense? Because the person himself knows that he is not going to study. It happens with a lot of you also, right? So no matter how much we tell you to study, but you don't. So this is the situation here also. That person is saying that if I studied, I would pass the exam. But he knows that he is not going to study. So his act of studying, the condition being fulfilled, the condition of studying to be fulfilled is very unlikely. He is not going to study, so it is in the past tense. If I studied, and would pass is the first form of the verb, so would is there and then first form of the verb pass is pass only. So if I studied, I would pass the exam. So now we have seen three types. First is the zero conditional, where we talk about general truths, scientific facts, and there in both the clauses, if clause and the main clause, we use the simple present tense. Then the second type is the first conditional sentence, where we talk about some other situations where the condition may likely happen, right? So we use the simple present tense in the if clause, and then simple future tense in the main clause. And then the third type we have studied just now is the second conditional. And in this case, the condition clause is very unlikely to be fulfilled. And that is why we have used the past tense with it and would plus base form of the verb in the main clause. Now we will go to the fourth form of conditional sentence. The fourth form of the conditional sentence is third conditional sentence. Now let's see. They are used to talk about an unfulfilled condition in the past. So all these conditions have already happened in the past and they were not fulfilled. So Now we are totally talking about the past, that some of the conditions we are giving in the past that were not fulfilled also. So in these sentences, we use the past perfect tense. So now in the if clause, we are going to use past perfect tense and would have plus past participle form of verb in the main clause. What is the past participle form of verb? It is the third form of the verb. So in the second conditional sentence, we were using simple past tense in the if clause and would plus first form of the verb. But in the third conditional, we are using past perfect tense in the if clause and would have plus the third form of the verb in the main clause. Let's see the examples. If you had studied harder, you would have passed. So now see, what is the condition? If you had studied harder. So the event has already happened in the past. The person has failed. The result has come. The person has failed. So now it is being said, a condition is being given that in the past, if you had studied harder, then what would have happened? You would have passed. Understood? So this is the role of third conditional sentences. See another example. If I hadn't been tired, I would have gone out last night. So now we are talking about last night and we are giving a condition that last night, if I had not been tired, then what would have happened? I would have gone out last night. So now we are talking about conditions that were not fulfilled and these conditions had happened in the past. Okay, they were already in the past. So we are talking about the past and about those conditions that were not fulfilled. See the third one. If I had studied, I would have passed the exams. So now also we can see that it means the person who is saying this has failed. So now he is saying that in the past, if I had studied, so he's making a condition that should have happened in the past, but it has not happened. So he's saying that if I had studied in the past, then what would have happened? I would have passed the exam. Understood? So the third conditional sentences are those sentences where we are talking about things that have already happened in the past and these conditions were not fulfilled. Okay. So these are the four types of conditional sentences that are present. So this is the basic concept part. It is over now. Now, if you have any doubts, first I will discuss those and then I'm going to move towards the exercises. So we are starting with the exercise. Yes, Ida.
Yes, sir. Sir, it is zero conditional sentence.
Zero
Because, sir,
condition.
it is
Yes.
yes, sir. Because it is in a simple present tense, and sir, it's stating a fact. It's a scientific truth. Sorry, sir, fact.
Yes, it is a scientific phenomenon that if you heat ice, it is going to melt. That is for sure. It is a general truth. It is a scientific fact. And moreover, we can see that simple present tense has been used, melts has been used, and heat has been used. And both are simple present form of tense. So basically, I'm going to write over here 0, first, second, and third. So you will understand whether it is zero conditional, first, second, or third conditional. So I'm not going to write everything. I'm going to write 0 over here. Okay. Now, okay, Unnati.
Good morning, teacher. So
Good
it
morning.
is first conditional sentence.
Okay, first
Sir,
conditional.
because it,
Unnati, you are not audible properly.
because it is showing possible future.
Possible future. All right. Basically, we can say that simple present tense has been used in the if clause and simple future will cancel has been used in the main clause. And this is the quality of first conditional sentences. And over here we can see that we are not talking about any general truth or something, right? We are just stating a condition that if it rains, then this is what is going to happen. We will cancel the picnic. So over here we will say that it is a first conditional sentence. All right.
Thank you.
Well, yes, Neha.
Sir, it is a zero conditional
Yes.
sentence.
Why?
Sir, because it is stating a general truth.
Yes, again, it is stating a general truth. Everybody knows that if you stand in the rain, then you are surely going to get wet. So there is no doubt in this. So we will say that it is a general truth, and you can see only stand is present over here and get is present over here. And both you can see are the simple present tense. Yes, simple present form of verb is there. So both are in simple present tense, and it is a general truth. So we are going to say that it is a zero conditional.
Thank you, sir.
Well, yes, Yenia.
Sir, it is zero conditional
Okay.
clause. So sentence.
Yes, tell me the
Because
reason also.
because it is stating a general fact, and in both the clauses, simple present has been used.
Yes, correct. So again, we know that if we don't give water to the plants, they are surely going to die. Yes, because water is their food. Basically everybody needs water. So every living thing requires it. So basically, if you don't water, so do not see. Do not is the again simple present form of tense, and then die is again simple present form of tense. So over here we can see that simple present form of tense has been used in both the clauses, and they are also stating a general truth. Yes, Bhavya.
Oh, no, morning, teachers. Sir, according to me, sir, sir, according to me, I can say is first.
It's first. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, no, sir, because, sir, sir, because in the first, oh, sir, because in the first clause, it is the simple future.
Yes.
Then, sir,
Simple present tense. Pull is the simple present tense, and then will bite is the simple future.
yes, sir, simple future.
Yes. And this is stating that a condition is being put up that if you are going to pull the dog's tail, it will bite you. So this is the case of first conditional.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, okay. Yes, Vaishnavi.
Sir, it is second condition.
Second conditional.
No,
What is
sir,
the
no, sir, first condition.
first conditional? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So tell me the reason
Sir,
why.
because
Yes.
sir, because in the main sentence, sir, there is miss the verb and will, and sir, in the first if clause there is a present past present
Yes. So
simple
see,
sentence.
do is present, which is the present form, and
Yes.
will miss is present, which is the simple future.
Yes, sir. And
So
sir, it is a possible condition.
yes, it is a possible condition. So we can say that it is first condition.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Atulesh. Atulesh, unmute. Yes.
Sir, it is a second conditional clause.
Okay. Why?
Because it in the if clause it is simple past tense is used, and in the main clause the use of would is being used.
Yes. So over here also it also means that this person is not having more free time. Yes. because in what happens in second
Yes.
conditional cases, that the chances of the condition occurring is very unlikely such a situation is going to occur. So it means that this person most of the times he is not free, he is not having any free time. Yes. So that is why you can
Yes,
see
sir.
that had has been used, which is indicating past, and then would and the first form of the verb has been used, would be happy. So it
Sir,
is yes.
sir, if it, sir, if he will have some free time or she, so sir, it will be which conditional clause, sir.
Your voice is
If
cracking a lot,
had is not there, so sir, if
Atulesh.
I
Atulesh, I can't hear anything. Your voice is cracking a lot. Okay.
okay, sir.
This answer is correct. I am muting you for now because I couldn't hear any word that you said. Yes, Hassan.
Sir, it is the sir third conditional sentence.
Okay.
And sir, it is third conditional sentence because sir, in the sir if clause, he had has been used, and sir, in the sir main clause, sir, it is used, sir, I would have helped. And sir, this situation, sir, it is like sir, what you say, sir? Uh, uh,
Okay. See, had asked has been used, which is the past perfect form of tense, right? And I have told you that in the main clause, would have, and the third form of the verb has to be used, and the third form of the verb help is helped, right? So you can see that this is the construction of the third form of condition. And over here you can see that they are giving the condition in the past, that if that person had asked me, they are talking in the past, then I would have helped him. So entire thing is happening in the past. An unfulfilled condition of the past is being talked about. And what is that unfulfilled condition? That a person has not asked for help from a person, right? So this is the third conditional. Okay. Nishant. Okay, Anirudh is left. Yes, Anirudh.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning.
Sir, it will be first coordinational sentences. Sir, because sir, it is talking about possible condition, and it is also written in simple future tense, sir, because will get is written.
Yes. So over here, basically, we can see that touch is the simple present tense and will get is the simple future tense. So we are just talking about a general condition that if you touch the wire, then you will get an electric shock. So this is the construction of the first conditional sentence. All right. So now we are moving to the next slide. I'm deleting everything. Is everything all right over till now? I hope everyone has understood. Okay.